Hello everyone. You're warmly welcome back to this edition of Our Positive Word. Thank you for joining me. I hope you and your loved ones are in good health. Who is to blame? That's the topic for today. You will agree with me that today the blame game is a colossal one. It's taking place. People are finding comfort in blaming everything that occurs on other people. There's more and more people who would rather shy away from responsibility than accept the part they had played in things that have occurred. Let me give an example. There was a situation where a lady went to a building. They've been assigned a room in a building, and she had a 3-year-old with her who refused to go into the building. Upon inquiry, she admitted that the child was autistic and he didn't like going into new buildings that he had never been into before. He was 3. On that particular day, it was raining heavily. When I say heavy rain, the one that the cats and dogs, and I'm sure elephants as well. And it was a bit chilly. This young lady spent over an hour and a half trying to persuade that child to come into the building. I was furious, to say the least. What kept running through my mind was, he's 3. After trying to get him, for maybe 2-3 minutes, 5 minutes max, pick him up and take him into the building, what's he gonna do? She kept apologizing. Oh, she didn't want him to cry. Cry? That's what children do. They eat, play, cry, make mess, repeat. Pick him and put him. When did he cultivate this idea of I don't want to go into new buildings or buildings I have never been into? When? And who encouraged him in this idea? He's only 3. If he was 16, yes, that's a big child that you can't pick. However, that's the situation for that lady. Who is to blame for that behavior? Do we blame the condition of the child? Yes, that's something he had, but that could have been corrected very quickly. I said that to say this. We've been dealing with a particular character whom I will describe as damaged beyond repair. There is no redemption for that young character. That person, I do not have the words to describe the behavior, but where you put someone who is entitled, who would blame everything on other people, who would readily churn out insults, abusive language on anyone who says no to them, who would, how you identify the location or a spot where this person had been is the amount of dirt, filth, litter, and the stench in the air. This person will not shower, will not change their clothes, will not take out rubbish, will just drop litter wherever they sit. And they have actively said that they enjoy doing these things because it makes people talk about them. They like to be in control. They don't want to be ignored. They don't like waiting. They've said that they spend their time on YouTube watching fights, and they love it when they see how other people set the fight in motion and step back to watch, and that's what this person enjoys doing. This person only turned 19 about a month ago, so they were still a child. Who would be blamed for this character? Obviously, the family couldn't cope track of the behavior, manage the behavior anymore, and they have handed him over to the society to deal with. This child has been destroyed, enabled, empowered. One of the instances where they were asked to tidy up their living space, and the mother came and gave them money that take this so that you will do it. Why not have it do it, then I give you the money? But that had been the practice, because she just displayed that this is what had been going on before they gave up on him. Who would you blame? When our children, our young people fail, when their life turns out to be that a life dependent on drugs, alcohol, harmful substances, dangerous behaviors, who is to blame? I really do not know. That's why I'm asking this question. Honestly, it's disheartening when I see young people, able-bodied men and women, the hands and legs, their limbs, everything is intact, but they would rather hide under the facade of, I've got mental health. But your mental health allows you to engage in all of the harmful, dangerous, destructive habits and behaviors in the world, apart from being responsible, apart from doing anything that would make your life better. I beg to differ. There is no mental health there. Because I've seen people who actually, the funny thing is, those who actually have the mental health condition never agree. They would rather turn to other people and say they're the ones with mental health condition. While those who do not have it would have a banner, I've got mental health, to defend their every and any idiotic behavior. One thing I have said to these adults, because when I deal with them, when I have to support them or do anything with them, I ask them this question. When you were a child, because they claim PTSD, traumatic experience, whatever else, anxiety, depression, based on what had happened in the past. When you were young, helpless, defenseless, vulnerable, innocent, things were done to you that you could not help. But now you're an adult. Who's doing it to you? Let me read this verse of scripture from Proverbs chapter 11, verse 3. The King James Version says, "The integrity of the righteous shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them." I love the easy translation. The integrity of the honest keeps them on track. The deviousness of crooks brings them to ruin. I'm not calling anybody a criminal or crook, but if anyone decides to embark on that destructive path, where everything you do is negative, nothing has worked, all support, all negotiations to support you leads to the destruction of your own life, then you are a crook. You're an imposter. You take away the sympathy, the support that the real people who have these conditions should get. As an adult, you take most of the blame because you're in charge of your life. You should be able to make good choices. But if anyone disagrees and has a different opinion on who's to blame, please let me know. I would share the blame equally with the parent of an adult, because the parents failed them in the past and they're failing themselves now. But for children, I would give 95, 98% to the parents, because it is whatever you raise or drag up that you will present to the world, that we will have to deal with eventually. Who is to blame? My dear family and friends, let us look after our children. Let us instill the values, godly values, that is, because the society has failed. The world has shown that they've got nothing good for the children, but just support them to destroy themselves. Verse 6 of the same Proverbs chapter 11 says, good character is the best insurance. Crooks get trapped in the sinful lust. So when you continue on that destructive path of consuming drugs, alcohol, all kinds of substances, overeating, and everything else that is negative, you will be lost and destroyed on that path. But your good character would save you, will come in at the end of the day to redeem you, to rescue you. Dear family and friends, who's to blame for the failure, the destruction of our children, of our young people? You let me know in the comments. I thank you for joining me today. Until I come your way again, it's goodbye for now. God bless you.